Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirahe Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam. Reading from 10th canto, chapter 86. Text from 36 onwards to 45. We'll read 45, which has purport. .86.45 Arjuna kidnaps Subhadra chapter. Yatha Shayana Purusho Manasa Eva Atma Mayaya Srishtva Lokam Param Swapnam Anuvishya Avabhasate Yata Shayana Purusho Manasaivatma Mayaya Srishtva Lokam Param Swapnam Anuvishya Avabhasate Yata Shayana Purusho Manasaivatma Mayaya Srishtva Lokam Param Swapnam Anuvishya Avabhasate Yata Shayana Purusho Manasaivatma Mayaya Srishtva Lokam Param Swapnam Anuvishya Avabhasate. Kindly repeat. Matajis. Translation purport by disciples of his Devanga Sabha Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Reading from 36 onwards, because that is the last shloka. Go to 36. 36 translation. Please stay a few days in our house along with these Brahmanas, O all-pervading one, and with the dust of your feet sanctify this dynasty of Nimi. 37. Sukadeva Goswami continued, thus, invited by the king, the Supreme Lord, sustainer of the world, consented to stay for some time to bestow good fortune on the men and women of Mithila. 38. Shrutadeva received Lord Achyuta into his home with as much enthusiasm as that shown by King Bahulashva. After bowing down to the Lord and the sages, Shrutadeva began to dance with great joy, waving his shawl. 39. After bringing mats of grass and darba straw and seating his guests upon them, he greeted them with words of welcome. Then he and his wife washed their feet with great pleasure. Purport. To provide even this simple welcome, Shrutadeva had to go next door to his neighbors and borrow extra mats. This insight is provided by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. 40. With the wash water, the virtuous Shrutadeva copiously sprinkled himself, his house and his family. Overjoyed, he felt that all his desires had now been fulfilled. 41. He worshipped them with offerings of auspicious items easily available to him, such as fruit, ushira root, pure nectarian water, fragrant clay, tulsi leaves, kusha grass, and lotus flowers. Then he offered them food that increases the mode of goodness. 42nd. He wondered, how is it that I, fallen into the blind well of family life, have been able to meet Lord Krishna? And how have I also been allowed to meet these great Brahmanas, who always carry the Lord within their hearts? Indeed, the dust of their feet is the shelter of all holy places. 43. When his guests were seated comfortably, having each received a proper welcome, Shrutadeva approached them and sat down nearby with his wife, children, and other dependents. Then, while massaging the Lord's feet, he addressed Krishna and the sages. 44. Shrutadeva said, it is not that we have attained the audience of the Supreme Person only today, for we have in fact been associating with him ever since he created this universe with his energies and then entered it in his transcendental form. 45. The Lord is like a sleeping person who creates a separate world in his imagination and then enter his own dream and sees himself within it. Purport. In the illusion of his dream, a sleeping person creates an apparent world, complete with cities populated by the fictional products of his imagination. In somewhat the same way, the Lord manifests the cosmos. Of course, the creation is not illusory for the world, but it is for those souls who are put under the control of his Maya potency. Sorry. As her service to the Lord, Maya dilutes the conditioned soul into accepting as real her temporary, insubstantial manifestations. Om Ajnana Timiram Dasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Vancha Kalpatanu Bescha Kripa Shindu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Translation once again. The Lord is like a sleeping person who creates a separate world in his imagination and then enters his own dream and sees himself within it. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all the devotees today for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Sudden entry. Some devotees fell sick, so devotees requested I should see. So I was also feeling that, how do a person who is not having qualification gets a chance? But somebody leaves it, then you can, just like sometime in Yatra we have registration. So we have wait list registration. Somebody who is supposed to go to Yatra, he cancels. Then we may be allowed to come to Yatra. Otherwise we are on wait list. So I felt devotees who are sitting here are most qualified, and they are practicing very nicely. But still, as a service, I would like to speak for my own purification and glorification of the Lord. So this, if you see this context, how a devotee is receiving Lord in his house. Is it resounding? Voice is clear? Clear. Okay, fine. So how it is resounding, how he is celebrating the arrival of the Lord in his house and his devotees. If you see, like Ramayana, like one of the episode where Sugriva received Lord Ram but did not respect Lakshman. You all remember, right? And then we see the consequence of it, how he faces so many problems later on. He was bitten by the Vali and like. So, but here you see Shrutadeva, how respectfully is receiving not only Lord, but his devotees also. I mean to say the Brahmanas, who are devotees in this case. So, this is very important when we are practicing our life. Sometimes somebody is very, very much associated with the Lord as a pujari or a deity in charge or whatever. Or somebody may be associated with very senior devotees by their, their service assistant or position, power, whatever you can say. But we should not neglect the devotees. That is a very important principle. What happens when we are associated with the Lord, we don't feel, so why to, value this so much? What is the need? Just like we recollect one pastime of Vrindavan, when Srila Prabhupada was on this planet, some devotees went to, I think, Radha Govinda temple in Vrindavan, and you can correct me, what is the temple, I forgot. Then the pujari was talking to our devotees, all our foreigners, chanting and distributing Gita in the streets. Then that pujari tells, you should do this Harinam nicely. Very nicely you all should do Harinam, so that next life you can take birth in Vrindavan and worship the Radha Krishna here. Something like that he speaks. Then all the devotees go and tell Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, this such and such pujari told us like this, Then Prabhupada replies in a very amazing way. You tell him that, you worship properly so that next life you can take birth in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sankirtana movement. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So that is our acharyas given the standard, that is how amazing the, important is that, we should not, that pujari is taking that, these people are just brahmanas, what are, I mean to say they are devotees just chanting, but I am worshipping Radha Krishna, these people are just, they are foreigners, may not be qualified or whatever, he may be thinking in his own mind. But Srila Prabhupada clarified how this Sankirtan movement is higher in a pedestal than other things. That's why in our practice, we should always keep the Bhagavat Vidhi in the forefront. The Pancharatrika Vidhi is there to support the Bhagavat Vidhi. If you remember Srila Prabhupada sannyas ceremony, when he was giving sannyas, so there was Vedic mantras chanted in the fire sacrifice, and the Harinam Sankirtan was also going. So, but Srila Prabhupada always telling the Kirtan devotees, you increase the volume, you chant, bigger, and And, but again and again, that mantra devotee was saying, no, thoda awaz kam karo. Because he was not able to chant, focus on the mantras. So, but we have to remember that in how our acharyas have given this principle of Bhagavat Vidhi is superior. That's why Bhagavat Vidhi can be practiced in Sarva Kala Sarva Vasta. It doesn't depend. Somebody is dead in like somebody died in your house. But sometime 10 days they observe, some kind of, they don't touch anything. But that time also, Bhagavat Vidhi can be practiced because it's uncontaminated. But that time we may not come to, deity worship or some services because that is Pancharatrika Vidhi. So what happens when you practice, this principle is somehow overlooked. Like here, we got Shrutadev, he is not overlooking. He is receiving the Krishna also, and he received all the devotees and who came. Not only that, what he said here, you see, what is the first shloka, 36, he says that, oh my Lord, please stay for few days in our house along with these Brahmanas. Normally, kya hota hai? Suppose some sannyasi Maharaj or somebody comes. So we are very much keen to take care of the sannyasi or, Guru Maharaj or someone. But we may neglect the devotees who came along with it. But here you see, Shrutadev is very clear. He is telling you, Bhagavan Aya, are ye logon ko kyo rakhna hai? Headache, itna guest reception and prasadam arrangement, sometimes the assistant of the sannyasi needs more than the sannyasi also. That is, sometimes it happens. So, but, Shrutadev was not feeling like that. He said, Bhagavan ko bhi invite kar rahe and bhakton ko bhi invite kar rahe. Not that bhakton aap chale jao. Ho gaya na, aa gaya hai, you can go. I got Lord, I don't need you. So this is not the attitude. He is equally, or I mean to say, yata. He is giving the due respect to all these devotees and invited him, and stay. And then, and like Lord agreed that, I would like Mithila to give the mercy of Lord to all the residents of Mithila. So Lord Achyuta agreed to stay. And when he came to know that Lord has agreed, that Shrutadeva began to, he started dancing in ecstasy. And then next is that, then Lord, just like when you receive some guests, one of the way the Vedic people used to is that because they might have walked. Earlier, like there was nothing like so many like, trains or, modern type of communication, travel. So people used to walk, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see, when he was going from Puri, I mean to say Puri to Vrindavan or Puri to, South India, all the way they were walking. He was not like he was carrying some, horse cart or something, and there's no modern communication, travel, So that's why one of the etiquette in the Vedic, this thing is when you receive a guest, you massage the feet of the guest. So that, he must have walked a long time. His legs must have been tired. So let me massage. So that's what, Shrutadeva was doing. He was massaging the, if you see, we can see this in the, our Sudama Brahman also. When he came, what way the Lord received him in his kingdom. So, this is how the guest reception goes on. And, and he made sure that all the guests are also properly seated. And then he started addressing the Lord. What he said in 44, he said, it is not that we have attained the audience of the Supreme Person only today. It's not that, aaj hi humko, today only we got this association of Lord. But we have been associating with him ever since he created this universe. SriSriRadhaRasbihari ki jai, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So ever since the creation has been there, Lord is there. So which chapter says about this? That we are associating with the Lord every day. In Bhagavad-gita, there is a particular chapter who speaks about it. Anyone, any guess? That we are associating with the Lord every day. Yeah? What is it name? Yeah, like I don't remember the chapter name, but it always says about the, like how he is a fire, he is a sun and moon, he is, how he is, water, like then so many, like he is the best among this. So Lord has given such amazing description that Srila Prabhupada again and again mentioned his purport, Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. If you are, even if you are a drunkard, he is drinking the, whatever liquor and thinks that this is the taste is Krishna. So he can be Krishna conscious. That is very extreme. But at least for devotees, when you are drinking water, how many times you drink water? I think our devotee is drinking now. And I keep drinking. So I have mera throat jaldi sukh jata hai. So every day we are drinking water, but how much we are feeling that, yes, this is Krishna's, taste. Rasoham apsu kaunte. So we are more worried about many other things. While drinking water also we are worried about so many things. But Krishna made it very simple to become Krishna conscious. But sadhakas like me, it make it more complex. Drinking water also we are unconscious. We are doing something else. So that is the gap. At least we should take a pause in our life. If you don't take pause, then we go so fast doing whatever, it may be service also, but that we have to remember again and again our goal of life is to become Krishna conscious. So these small things help to come closer to Krishna. So one devotee was asking question in one of the lecture that we say that smartavyam satatam vishnum vismartavyam najatuchit sarve vidhi nideshashu etayoreva kinkara. That always remember Krishna and never forget him. So that devotee was asking that speaker, Prabhu, how to do that? How do we remember, all the time? 24/7. Is it practical? Yes, any answer? Like, there are very amazing sadhakas sitting here. How is that, you remember this principle of smartavyam satatam vishnum vismartavyam najatuchit? How to do that? How do you remember Lord a whole day? So then that speaker answered in a amazing way. He just said, if anyone has answer, I would like to hear, because this is a very important question. Because ultimate our goal of life is to become Krishna conscious, and that cannot be done in a day, or that has to be progress. It's a process. It's not incident or instance that today I am Krishna conscious, tomorrow I am not. Right? It's a process. It's a moment by moment choice, whether we are Krishna conscious or Maya conscious. So here the devotee was answered something like this. For a sadhaka level, we can at least do this much. In the beginning of the activity, we can pray to Lord. Like, sometimes devotees chant Narsingha prayers when they are going out. Or, they chant, some devotees chant, Namamo Vishnupadaya, Prabhupada Pranati. So that's how they begin the activity. And the end of the activity, just like in deity worship, we have we offer the, Aparada Bhanjana prayers. That end of the activity we offer. That is that the Pancharatra Vidhi is actually supporting the Bhagavat Vidhi. That is making you conscious of Krishna. That just now I served Supreme Lord, please forgive my offenses. So that's how it is. It is integrated. So this devotee said, at least in the beginning of the activity, you pray to the Lord, at least remember the Lord. And after the activity is done, let us say we did some service. End of the activity, let us again recollect that I am servant of Krishna. That I am just offering this service to Lord. At least if this much you can do consciously, then that unconsciously you can become Krishna conscious. Just like I was how that day when you learn a cycle or any bike or anything, initially what happens? You learn it very cautiously. Like, you are very cautious. You should not fall off. You thoda chalta hai. Then you stop. Then again you go like that. You learn bicycle driving, right? So then after some time you are able to drive, but then you are still you are conscious. You are not like unconscious. After some time, what happens? You don't have to think that I am driving cycle. I can think something and still drive. And the last and highest, whatever you can say is, I leave my hand, still I drive the cycle. I used to do that going to school. So that is called, initially There are three levels. Conscious incompetency. You are conscious, but you are incompetent. You are not able to drive the cycle. Then next is conscious competency. You are conscious, but you are able to drive the cycle. And the third stage is unconscious competency. You are not conscious that you are driving the cycle, but you are able to drive. It's not that you are driving an accident and not like that. You are thorough. I think cycle is an old example. Maybe car can be taken. I never drove the car, even though I have driving license. But so you can think about it. Like devotees do so many things while driving the car. So because that they learn that unconscious competency, right? So, but to come to that stage, we need to practice. It cannot be done just like that. We have to really work on. So that's why initially our Krishna consciousness has to be a conscious incompetency. We are conscious, but we are not able to become Krishna conscious. We are not able to lead it. So I was just hearing from one person. He was telling about that how in the world there are courses which pay per hour like $500. I mean to say that is like 1 hour is 80,000 or something, 90,000, something around. I said, what do they teach in this course? That person said, whatever principle you learn, they make sure that you practice applying it. 1 hour how much? Almost 1 lakh rupees. 1 hour they teach how you can practice the principles which you learned. That is the cost of application. Theory is very simple. You can get in YouTube or so many lectures are there and so many places. But the real challenge, the malai, the part is application. And you see the cost of that. How much they are coaching. The coaching people who are they are called therapeutic coaches. They teach how you can apply the teachings which you learn. So that means as a devotee, that is the important part. Yes, we all know that we can quote shlokas, shastras, we can mesmerize so many people in the preaching. But what is important is whether I am applying that in my life or not. That is the essence of it. Otherwise, it becomes like Shama eva hev kevalam. Yes, we are a good preacher, we are a good counselor, we are a good kirtanier, we are a good deity worship devotee, whatever, these are all there. But whether I am applying these teachings which I learn every day in Srila Prabhupada's books in my life or not. And that is the costliest part. That requires really a dedicated effort. It is not automatic. What is not automatic? Being Krishna conscious is not automatic. Right now, at our stage of sadhaka, we really have to put a strenuous effort to become Krishna conscious. So that is why that unconscious competency will come later on. But first of all, we should we have to come to conscious incompetency to conscious competency. So that is our, like we say about in our japa, what is that Shuddhanam? The stage will come, little later. But what is the stage we should chant? Anyway, any answer? We have three stages of Harinam chanting, no? So what is the stage at which we should strive to chant? Aparadnam nahi? Nahi na? Namaparad stage nahi? So Namabhas. That is the stage we should strive. So that is also like this. That is also like a conscious competency. We are conscious that we are chanting and not trying to commit offenses. And then that takes the next stage actually. So this is how, there are two things. One is about Harinam, we discussed how our chanting has to become that we should strive for Namabhas stage without offenses. At the same time, if you want to become Krishna conscious, the best thing is that we have to, just like cycle driving, you slowly start practicing and be conscious whether I'm driving it properly or not. And one of the easiest solution we discussed is that at least in the beginning of the day or beginning of the activity, because we do so many activities, some service, some book reading, something we keep doing. So any activity, initially give the credit to Lord, remember the Lord, and after the activity is over, please pray to Lord, please forgive me and I want to become Krishna conscious. So that's how with the baby steps we can come to the level of unconscious competency. But here you can see that Shrutadev is already a great devotee. He is already so much conscious of Krishna. Personally, Lord came. And now he is telling that, Lord, I am always Krishna conscious. That's what he's telling indirectly. It's not that you came here. That's why I'm happy that you came. But I am always Krishna conscious. कब से? जब से मैं जन्म लिया, मतलब जब से creation चालू हुआ है. When the universe is created, you give the how to become Krishna conscious, and I am Krishna conscious. That's what he's saying. Then the next 45 shloka is very interesting shloka, which is related to people like me who are struggling sadhakas. The 45 is that Lord is like a sleeping person who creates a separate world in his imagination and then enters his own dream and sees himself within it. So I was talking to one senior sannyasi a little long back. So that that sannyasi Maharaj used to tell, devotees should get up, sleep early and get up at 3 a.m. Like that he used to tell. I once asked Maharaj, why you are saying, you should get up at 3 a.m. He gave very nice scientific reason. He said, see, the dreams will come in the just around the Brahma Muhurta time. The dreams which you generally, so that's why somebody wakes up, na? That time he is in the dream. Generally you see, somebody uthai, Are, acha, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that, his servant, Are, I was plucking the flowers and giving it to Radharani and you woke me up. Like that. So that is a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu level. But our level, we are like, hum idhar gaya, udhar gaya, kuch kar rahe hai. Something our fantasies keep coming in our dreams. And then suddenly some devotee wakes up, Prabhu, Mangala arati jana hai. Arey yaar, kuch end kya pata nahi chal raha hai. Because that is the Brahma Muhurta time generally, just like before we get up. So Maharaj said that if you get up at 3 a.m., that your sleep will be complete and you don't get into the dreamy state, that you don't have to face this dream state. Because that is in that time. So that's why that Maharaj said very nice thing. If you can sleep at 9 o'clock, get up at 3, then you get 6 hours rest. But at the same time, you get proper rest. You don't have to dream. But here anyway, Bhagavatam using our condition of dream to explain our own philosophy. Bhagavatam anyone knows that these people are not going to get up. So let me use that dream analogy and explain the philosophy. What is saying? The Lord is like a sleeping person who creates separate world. That Prabhupada uses this word, phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria is a very special word. Prabhupada used it many times. So, akasha pushpayate. That there is a flower in the air. Akasha pushpayate. So these are the words which resembles the dreamy state of the living entity, right? Where he imagines that he has created so many apartments, big building, like so many things for enjoyment, and then these are all called cities of imagination. So much city is there, like imagination. We are in that city. But you see, this is contrary to Srutadev. He doesn't have anything in his house. Just like Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning that even to get a mat, he has to go from the neighborhood and take it and give it to Krishna and devotee. He doesn't even have mats. You can understand the poverty. But he is not, Arey bhai mere ko nahi hai, I don't have it. He is not thinking what I don't have. He is thinking what I have. What I have? Like he is telling to Lord that I have this Krishna consciousness from beginning of creation. Whatever. Like, I mean to say, from the beginning of creation, you are with us. We are not separated. So that is what he has. What is it? The Krishna conscious attitude and the Krishna conscious understanding that how Lord is not separated from the living entity anytime. Right? So he is not bothered about, I don't have this in my house, that in my house. So, like here it is mentioned about Maya. So one of the amazing trick the Maya plays in the life of a conditioned soul is, even though you have everything, the material world keeps something slack. Something, you don't have something. Even in devotional service, somebody may, I can't sing nicely. I don't know how to play harmonium. Or I don't know how to give lecture. Or I can't quote shlokas. I am not able to preach like him. Or I am not able to dress like him, or like something. Or this brahmachari has nice shaven head, I don't have. So like that, people, compare so many things. I see our Prabhuji. He looks like IYF devotee over, so clean and green. Shantivardhan Prabhu. So, I feel such amazing devotee, koi bhi dekhte devotee ban jayega inko. So, like that, sometimes we feel envious that, what is this? This devotee is so nice, But, but the Lord is teaching us that, what you check what is already given to me. Krishna has already given you so many potencies, but, it is already there, why don't you search, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunaya Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karaya Vadaya. So it's already there within us, the Krishna consciousness, but why don't you search for it? Instead of you searching externally, ये missing है, वो missing है, मेरा Bhagavatam set नहीं है, अरे मेरा इंचार्ज नहीं दे रहा है मुझे. So like sometimes keep complaining and complaining and complaining. You say if you don't read CC Chaitanya Charitamrita, we do a CC. What is that? Criticizing and complaining. So this is how the CC is also Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this CC is criticizing and complaining and blaming everybody, around us. So that's why Lord is teaching us that, let us, work on, what we have with us, before, looking around, just like, our devotee gives an example. When there is a feast serving, like, you came half an hour late to the serving. So, आपको पता है कि एक दो आइटम खत्म हो गया, तो सर्विंग कर रहे हैं, then you always look at the other plates, what is missing, which item is missing, whether I got pakoda or either I got something, उनको मिला है, मेरे को नहीं मिला है. So, अरे भाई, whatever you have got, first you eat it. Whatever plate is there, first eat that what we have, forget about what is not there, So this is a conscious. That's what I was telling. The Maya in our life, the trick it plays is that it makes sure that you are always frustrated. That is the Maya does it through the mind. One of the quote I read is that our devotees have a lecture that the potency of Maya is that, or the mind is that it always makes sure that you are frustrated. How it makes it? How mind makes it? Because everything you have, it always shows that this is not there in your life. This is missing in your life. Oh, okay. I think I should worry about it. Just like entire body is good, but somewhere some finger little bit cut हो गया, the entire consciousness goes there. Oh, cut हो गया मेरा, अरे body ठीक है ना भाई, तुम्हारा हाथ नहीं कट गया, खाली finger कट गया. So that is how our Maya is very intelligent. Obviously, Krishna Shakti, we every day sing that, Brahma Samhita, Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Bibharti Durga. She is very intelligent. And the software she made is such an amazing software that उसको अपडेशन जरूरत नहीं है. इतना जैसा कभी कभी क्या होता है, हमारा मोबाइल लैपटॉप में सॉफ्टवेयर को अपडेट करना पड़ता है, बट माया देवी एक सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया, आज तक लिविंग एंटिटी क्रैक नहीं कर पा रहे. कितना भी उसका तोड़ ही नहीं है कि इतना अच्छा, every time we are rotating in the same cycle of birth and death, and not ready to give up Maya's, हमको तोड़ पता है भागवत और association of devotees, but हम seriously नहीं लेते. We just okay है, we'll try, we'll see what to do. So that's why that is the nature of mind is like this. It makes sure that we are always frustrated in our life. Again, it looks like a pessimistic principle, but that is a fact. How it is fact? Just like, I told about example of a devotee, but every time you can observe, that requires a little observation, little introspection. That, am I grateful for what I have received in my life as a devotee? Or am I doing this CC, criticizing and complaining or comparing? We are comparing with others, right? So how it happens? Why we do that? Because of that, we don't. That Maya software is working in us. Perfectly, it's working, keeping us illusioned, keeping us, frustrated, keeping it always hankering. So always hankering for something which is not there with us. But जितना है उसको utilize नहीं कर पाते. I always think sometimes that why I don't have that gratitude, in my heart, which Lord has given so much. He has given nice parents, enough resources so that I don't have to take care of them, and such association of devotees, so many temples and so many books And not only just Srila Prabhupada books, the Srila disciples have written on these books, such amazing clarity and so many courses and such nice, association of devotees, so many seniors visiting us. So we are enveloped by mercy. We are just enveloping, you understand? We put envelope in the cover. We are actually enveloped by mercy, but still Maya is able to do the trick of, making sure that you are frustrated. माया को सलाम करो, सैल्यूट करना पड़ेगा. इतना बढ़िया सॉफ्टवेयर है, इतना चीज है, 100 चीज है, बट एक चीज कुछ तो ये शॉर्टकमिंग दिखाता है. अरे ये प्रॉब्लम है, आपका ऑफिस में ये चेयर नहीं है, दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. अरे बट देयर सो मेनी थिंग्स आर देयर. No, but we forget it. It makes us forgetful. That is the role of Maya. It makes us forgetful of Krishna's hand in our life. And successfully, it thinks that, I should endeavor for something, So that's why one of the Bhagavat, in this lecture preparation, I was reading that one of the purport, Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says that, what it says, can anyone say? Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta. What is the shloka? Yeah. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta. This is the defining principle of a devotee, because he is always trying to be conscious of Krishna and see the hand of Krishna. He is always satisfied. Like you see the Srutadev, he is so peaceful. He is not bothered, he is not getting into the managerial aspect of, Hare, I think next time I should buy 100 chatais, so that, any guest aata hai. He is not getting into the management. He is just doing the needful. Abhi guest aaya, go and get and do the service. So that means he is not feeling that, lacking is there. Something is lacking in my life. He said, okay, I have this. Whatever I have, I will do the service. They will not do the prayasa, atyahara prayasasya. That prayas is over endeavor. Over endeavor for the difficult material things, especially. So that is that is our anti to our bhakti. That's what our Rupa Goswami is telling. Atyahara prayas. Atyahara and prayas. How the prayas comes in picture? When the Maya tells that, something is missing in your life. Then only we overdo, no? Suppose what happens, I also give lecture, so I try to imitate, or I should give lecture like that devotee, who is very famous or something. Then I have to do lot of atyahar, lot of prayas to copy or imitate somebody. It's very difficult. But whatever is there, within that you serve Lord. You don't have to take so much extra effort. That's why Srila Prabhupada always encouraged, you have some skill set, within that you utilize it. Because life is limited. We have very less time. If you keep endeavoring for those difficult things, our life khatam ho jayega. Bachega nahi. Just like I tried learning Mridangam, I tried 1 year, but okay, I learned, but I could never practice. So I had to give it up. Because I said, it takes a lot of my time and energy. Better whatever I know Kartal playing, okay, I know little bit basic singing, okay, I can practice. It's not that is the end of the life. Sometimes devotees feel if I don't have, that is the end of the life, I should get it. That is the Maya's illusion, and as that, making sure that we are hankering for something which is not there and unable to be grateful for what Krishna has given to us in our life. That is our Maya's, amazing this thing. So what either purport is saying, the creation is not illusory for the Lord. Creation is not illusory for the Lord. Like Srila Prabhupada once asked by one devotee, Prabhupada, why did Lord made this material world? This is a question. One devotee, why did this Lord made this material world? Then Srila Prabhupada very calmly replies, for enjoyment. What he said? For enjoyment. Then the devotee got shocked. Hare, Prabhupada is saying, purport is saying something and Prabhupada is answering enjoyment? How? Then Prabhupada answers, not for your enjoyment, for Krishna's enjoyment. So that is a Srila Prabhupada reply. So generally what happens, we see anything attractive, in the Gita says, what is that shloka which says about, all the luminaries, all the good things are part of my splendor. Anyone knows? Here, Gita expert. He says, now whatever you see the good thing is spark of my splendor. Krishna says in Gita. Yajjat vibhuj matsatvam srimad jyotiti evava Mama tejosva sambhavam, he says. Mama tejo amsha sambhavam. Whatever beauty you see in this material world, it's like a small child or a beautiful man, woman, or a beauty or some rose. Whatever beautiful thing, like here they put the garland, it's such amazing smell. I don't even have to smell. It is coming till my nose. Such amazing garland. So, but this is actually Krishna's fragmental glory actually. So, that is actually Krishna's potency is there already in that. So that's why it is said this world is made for Lord's enjoyment. But when we support, Lord's enjoyment, we become happy. That is a principle. But when we want to enjoy independently of Krishna, then we are separated parts and parcels. Like we say, living entity is marginal energy. What is marginal energy means? Either it's like the ocean shore. Sometimes it is wet, sometimes it is dry. But our devotees say that, it's not actually marginal means you have a tatastha. It is not that you have option. Either you are Krishna conscious or Maya conscious. At this moment I am Krishna conscious, I am reading Bhagavatam. After Bhagavatam class, Hare, acha hoga, devotees sir said, very nice. So I am Maya conscious. Immediately we can switch our this. So at moment by moment, we are Krishna conscious or Maya conscious. So that's why it is our choice how we make whether this moment I am grateful or I am criticizing and complaining or hankering for something which is not there in my life, and I am doing prayas. So this constant introspection is needed, and the best is that you can practice being grateful. That will nullify other things, like whatever other things is automatically taken care. If you are grateful for what we get, then we don't have to hanker because we are grateful. But the same time for Krishna we may endeavor, but based on authority's instruction. It's not, see, gratitude is not complacency. Some people define, grateful means you are peaceful, you don't do anything, kale aap mala karte hai, kuch karte nahi hai. People see that. Actually, grateful people are not complacent people. They endeavor for what Lord wants and the authority wants from us. They are not complacent people. Don't misunderstand gratitude as a complacency. So, but here purport is saying that, so for Krishna, it is not illusion, but for the souls, Maya is what? As her service to Lord, Maya dilutes the conditioned soul into accepting as real her temporary insubstantial manifestations. Her service is what? To look the imaginary thing as the most beautiful and attractive thing. Just Srila Prahlad Maharaj says, Kutra shisha srutishuka mrugatrishni rupa kvedam kalevaram asesha vijamru roha nirvidyati natujano vadapiti vidvam kamalalam yudulavai samayam durapai. Like, 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj says that, how kutra shisha srutishuka, that happiness in the material world is what? Shruti sukha. It is heard. It is somebody, you will become happy. Kabhi na kabhi aapko aanand mil jayega. And then we entered some life, and then we got caught. So many people think that, I have a lust problem, so I should, get into some ashram and then I will be happy. No. If you have lust problem, any ashram you will be lusty only. Not that you go to some ashram, your lust will be, because that is not the nature of material world. Material world makes sure that you are hankering. That solution is not satisfying that. Just like we put a ghee in the fire, that will only increase it. No? So that if you can take association of devotees and understand how to sublimate it, that is the solution. So that, like when we are grateful, then the hankering is less. At the same time, we are very much hard working for Srila Prabhupada. We can see our Radha is coming, like Sriman Jayananda Thakurji, that Jayananda Thakur Prabhu, how he was doing every service in the temple, even though he is a temple president or whatever, but designation he had, but he is always peaceful and grateful, never criticizing and complaining. A very exemplary figure, Jayananda Thakur. That how he was doing that exemplary. He is not, because that is the consciousness of a devotee. He is always grateful and just doing the best what he can do. What is doing the needful. He had to drive the taxi for running the temple, he is doing it. He is doing the cleaning, management, but never criticizing, never blaming anyone. So I felt, ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada mercy, we have such exemplary souls. We can do textbook copy of them. Not, and I mean to say, at least we can take immediate reference that how nice these devotees are, and practice in such a way that we can perfect our lives in this life itself. So this is a small whatever I could prepare within that 45 minutes Prabhu gave me. So kindly forgive me if I said something out of this thing. Anyone has any comments, questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the nice class. Prabhu, you emphasis on developing gratitude. So can you elaborate how one can develop this gratitude, feeling of gratitude?
Actually, I am a very small person in answering this question, but one thing what I heard from devotees is that any quality you want to develop, you have to really work hard, read about it, discuss about devotees, and then attend the seminars. There are so many courses, because step-by-step methodology. As I said in my class, 1 hour you are paying for $500 for learning application. So that is the Malay part is this one. Application is the toughest stuff. So that's why it is not it's not easy. Learning about, okay, I can give lecture on gratitude for 1 hour. But if I have to do about 1 minute practice, it costs a lot of money. Not money means consciousness. You have to really strive yourself to practice gratitude. So, like one thing, day to day, like when we chant Sikshashtakam prayers, Trinadapi Sunichena, it also reminds us of gratitude. And without any expectation, we are respecting others. And entire Guru Ashtakam is about gratitude, expressing our gratitude to Guru and remembering him, and serving, expressing our desire to serve. So like that, you see, there are so many aspects in our day-to-day of Krishna consciousness which are actually a form of gratitude. And apart from that, in the daytime, at least you would write one line in the end of the day or beginning in the day of I am grateful for certain thing. You can make one entire diary, every day one line or 2 lines about, how I felt grateful today. It could be repetitive also. Somebody, you went out and somebody made plate for you, prasadam. So you make, I am grateful to this person. You do something, just like, in school, they give homework. Teacher class में बताता है, then घर पे जाके भी लिखो. Why? Because homework जाके भी, you should not forget the lesson. You should remember something, Otherwise what happened, घर जाते बैग को फेंक दिया, फिर, गिलने चले गए. अभी तो अलग ही प्रॉब्लम है, मोबाइल छोड़ते नहीं. बट पहले बैग को फेंक देता था, प्लेग्राउंड, बैट लेके चले जाता, खेलो दिन में. That's why the homework is given. At least, come back, अरे ठीक है खेलो, but sometimes you do homework so that you don't forget what you learnt in the class. So that writing helps to somewhat, I feel. That every day you can write 1 or 2 lines about what we felt grateful today. That makes, and when you are a little bit down in your Krishna conscious, those sentences written by you can really help us to come back and to motivate it and to practice nicely actually. So this is my humble understanding. Other devotees can add. That Prabhu you want to say.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्णा.
धन्यवाद, प्रणाम. थैंक यू वेरी मच. बहुत जैसे आपने बताया कि बहुत कम टाइम में आपने प्रिपेयर किया है, बट आई कलेक्टेड लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज बट आपने ये जो प्रैक्टिस किया है ना थ्रू आउट लाइफ, इट इज़ कमिंग फ्रॉम देयर ओनली. दैट 45 मिनट में आपने प्रिपेयर नहीं किया, आपने पूरा लाइफ दिया है इसको. एंड आई कलेक्टेड लॉट ऑफ प्रभुपाद का पास टाइम आपने बताया. देन भगवान ये भागवतों को कैसे फोर फ्रंट में रखना है प्रीचिंग के टाइम में. And lot of things you mentioned that was hinted me. So I collected a lot of gems from your topic. So here is my gratitude, all of it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So my question is on the japa. Just like you mentioned, we are conscious but incompetent. Then we go to conscious, competent. Then we go to unconscious but we are competent. But see, we are practicing japa, but sometimes became mechanical. That I heard one word, that japa we do mechanical. Even sometime I felt, कब जल्दी माला खत्म हो जाता है पता नहीं चलता. So I endure कि अरे अभी तो start किया था, So just like that, is it good to be, am I unconscious but competent or not? I don't know that stage. So please elaborate a little bit on this matter.
Very, very, very difficult question. And first of all, I am thankful that, I have to hear my own lecture now. So many points are there which I spoke because 45 minutes, I don't know what I did. So, but to be frank, see this unconscious competency actually doesn't really apply to chanting. I said about our effort. Like when you want to chant in the Namabhas, there's unconscious competence. You have to really strive. That struggle has to become part of your life. Chanting is nobody can say that. Somebody may say, I am expert mridanga player. I am an expert lecture. Deta hu, or I can I can sing nicely, expertly. But no one can say that I am expert chanter. ये एक activity है. No one can say, because chanting is something which depends on Krishna's, his internal, everything is internal. Again, I am not denying that this is better, that is better. But I heard from my seniors that, nobody can claim that I am the best chanter. They make a claim, I can play mridanga nicely. I see, like in Guru-Puja, the way devotees play, it's amazing, I really appreciate, that some devotees play so amazing, it's so sweet and attractive, So, but nobody can say I am best chanter, because chanting itself is about a form of gratitude that, we are begging service from Lord. So how can we say that, we are best chanter? It doesn't match, So that's why what we're discussing about unconscious competency is that every day you make a practice that, your effort to chant Namabhas has to be our practice. And what you are mentioning is the general tendency of many of us that, we become mechanical. And when we chant, we don't even remember. Sometimes devotees see the clock. Okay, 1 घंटा होगा तो 8 माला हो गया. Very nice. So that type of complacency people get into, and then पागल हो जाते हैं. This is a unfortunate situation. But we have to be, we have to try and hear the holy name. Not that we are. It's not a. अभी बहुत लोग गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज आते हैं ना, अटेंडेंस लगा दिया, चला गया बाहर, पता नहीं. तो हम भी आ गए, अटेंडेंस माला घुमाया 2 घंटा, फिर चला गया. As I said, chanting, if you want to really chant nicely, just like gratitude Prabhu was asking, we really have to read about it, discuss about it. काम करना पड़ेगा, मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. कोई replacement नहीं है. Bhakti का, there is no replacement to hard work. If you are focusing in your service whole day, you are not bothered about chanting, why the chanting will go automatically good नहीं जाएगा. Okay, if you please some devotee, that mercy may help your chanting. But you have to really take out time for your chanting. Really try out some time, 5 minutes at least, not like you read books. So at least some time of the day, today you prepare for tomorrow's chanting. Then your chanting can improve. That is my senior said many times. So that's why it requires a mehnat karna hai. There is no replacement to the hard work. Especially when we are discussing about topics of gratitude, improving our chanting, there is no replacement. We have to really struggle and strive, discuss, read, attend, and practice, and introspect, and re-evaluate ourselves. We have to. I see some devotees record their chanting, how they are chanting, whether they are missing some words. So really, we have to do that. We are all on same boat. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Sorry if I don't know, 9-10 हो गया. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शीला प्रभुपाद की जय. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यो. हरे कृष्णा.